Welcome to Chalk. Church Talk.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kayla.
I'm filling in for Janina today.
And welcome back to Chalk. To continue our talk on bullying, we're going to refresh your memory on last video when we talked about Joseph and how Joseph was bullied by his brothers severely and they became the worst brothers in history. Now, to give you a sense of our topic again, I'm going to tell you our definition of bullying, which is negative verbal or physical behavior that is done directly to a person or person's property, with the conscious intention of either upsetting the person or manipulating the person's behavior, which God would not approve of. Now, our theme for this video is recognizing jealousy that can create bitter feelings and which can actually lead to bullying. And we're not going to actually have a special guest today. That sucks.
No, we will not have a special guest. I'm your special guest today.
Our first question is that there are boys and girls in school who are plain and simple, just naturally beautiful. Do people treat them any differently? If so, how? What are people likely to say about them when they are not listening? Something bad or something good?
Well, I actually think, yes, there are definitely people in school, at least back when I was still in school, that were naturally more beautiful than others. And people would actually say good and bad things about them. Usually the good was followed by something bad about, hey, well, let's bring their character down a little bit by saying they do these bad things because they're beautiful, or beauty's only skin deep and all that stuff. But yeah, I think people say bad things about them because they are jealous of their natural beauty. They don't have to try as hard to be beautiful. What about you?
I mean, I would say the same thing. There are people that are just plain and simple and just beautiful the way they are without makeup, and most times girls like to wear makeup, and they think that it enhances their beauty, and then someone like kind of comes in and they think they don't need makeup because they're just beautiful the way they are. All right. Have you ever seen someone in school who comes from a very wealthy family and they live in a nice house, maybe with a pool or boats or things most families can't afford? What are people likely to say about a person like this when he or she isn't listening?
I think yes, you do. When I was in high school, I was put into a school where most of the people there were of the upper class financially. There were groups of people there that weren't so financially set, but they definitely got talked about, and it was also the other way around. People talked about the ones who didn't have a lot of money and bullied them, not necessarily because of jealousy, but maybe not jealousy over things, more jealousy over mental states or family, love, everything like that. The people who have money sometimes have those things, and you wouldn't know because you were one who didn't have money and would say that they don't have love in their life because their family just throws money at them. But that's not necessarily true. That's just a way to cope with the jealousy of not having the things they do.
Yeah. I definitely go to a high school that is in a wealthy district, and there are a ton of wealthy kids in my school, and they actually get talked about quite a lot because it's like name calling, or like she's like just gonna be like rude because she's rich, or she's gonna be this or he's gonna be that, and it's not nice things, but then there's other things where like people will be like, oh, she's so nice, like she doesn't boast about how she's rich or anything, and then there's those people that do. So,
it's like they're trying to poke you to make you jealous.
Yeah, and it kind of
vicious circle. They bully you to get you to bully them.
Yeah. Both gossiping and bullying are attempts to take away from someone something that God either gave as a gift or allowed a person to have. If a kid is wealthy, naturally beautiful, or talented, other kids can feel some drive to make sure he or she can enjoy it. Generally, words like snob and stuck up are used with ease. So, which basically says that you shall not covet others for what they do or have. So our next question deals with that, which is oftentimes jealousy will not turn into bullying. It will simply remain at the gossip stages. What are some differences between gossiping and bullying? How are gossiping and bullying alike?
Gossip and bullying are very much alike. One is done more behind people's back and in hopes that it will finally get to them, or you may even not want to hurt their feelings and hope that it will never get to them. But the truth about gossiping is it always gets back to the person it's about. Usually it's been strung into a multitude of different versions by then. But bullying is like right up front, and you're telling them to their face or telling them within earshot to make sure that they can hear you while gossiping. But they're both intended to make you feel better about yourself
And
hurt the other person.
Yeah. I feel like they are more in common than they are different, to be honest. Like, gossiping is talking about someone, like, without their knowledge, you know, but, like, so is bullying at some extent, because, like, either way, they're both going to kind of get around, and it's going to kind of be like, oh, like, they're talking about you, but I feel like gossiping is, like, it's the stage before bullying. Like, it happens, like, at one period, and then it's just like that. Like, it's just like, that's it. That's the gossip. That's it. You know, because you're going to forget about it next week, but then bullying is, like, a consistent thing that happens. So, they're very alike, but they have, like, one major difference, which is gossiping happens in, like, a little stage, and then bullying's, like, a consistent amount of time over a long period.
Yes. Now, gossiping does have one other difference than bullying, is you can gossip with good things and it still be wrong because somebody could throw in a bad thing about it.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey, this person did such a good job on the football team this year, and they're great, and we know that they're just going to go to college and play football and get a free ride, and somewhere along the line someone could add in, but did you know?
Yeah.
And change that good gossip into bad. It can spin real quick.
Yep.
Turn right back into bullying.
Next question. Have you ever found yourself saying mean things fairly consistently to a classmate or sibling because they deserved it? If so, what did the person do to deserve it?
I have. Now it doesn't feel like they deserved it. I know for a fact that they probably didn't deserve it. But saying mean things growing up to other people is the same thing as what we're discussing now. You're jealous of somebody or something they have, and you want yourself to feel better about them having whatever it is that you're jealous of.
Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of bullying and gossiping, and I've definitely received a fair share of that. And they definitely didn't deserve it. I mean, maybe in that time I thought they did, you know, because they were doing it to me, so I thought, okay, well, you know, I didn't deserve it, so maybe they deserve it because they did it to me. But I mean, we're all sinners. Yep. We all deserve to go to hell. But, I mean, God doesn't think that. He doesn't think that we deserve anything other than love and other than acceptance. So, good question. Good question.
Yeah, I like that one.
So, sometimes the answer is a roundabout version of, well, he or she isn't doing anything intentionally or directly to me, but still, well, you might be bullying that person, you know? If any time jealousy is present and you're talking bad about the person, that is bullying. That is, and especially if you're doing it over a consistent amount of time. Like, if you're literally, like, consistently going after the person, that's bullying. But, like, you know, as you said, gossip is like, oh, like, ooh, this like at this one period of time, and then bullying is, oh, she did this and this and this and this, and then it's like the next day it's this, and then the next day it's this, and then it just continues over time and period of months. All right.
Yes, very much so.
Yep.
Thanks for joining in with us today, and leave your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe.
On Chunk.
Church Talk.